The year is 1999. The Nintendo 64 released in 1997, and in 1998, they released what's to be considered the best video game ever by some, Ocarina of Time, the first 3D entry in the Legend of Zelda franchise. A game that would set the standard for future Zelda games and gaming in general, a true masterclass. Ocarina of Time took 5 years to develop, and it was a struggle. It was such a success, they wanted a new game immediately. Ideas for a sequel originally started as a remixed version of Ocarina of Time, codenamed Ura Zelda. But director Eiji Aonuma was not thrilled to do a remixed version of Ocarina of Time, and he had other ideas. He wanted a new game, but only had a small amount of time to finish the project, just 1 year. Fast forward April 27th, 2000 in Japan, and October 26, 2000 in North America, and the project is officially out as Majoras Mask, a direct sequel to Ocarina of Time. The game was adored and loved by millions and believed to be a fully superior Ocarina of Time. But is that true? Fast forward to 2015. The remake for the 3DS comes out, and that's where my story starts. Me in middle school, I wanted that game so bad. I'd already played Ocarina of Time on my Wii U, and Majora's Mask wasn't on the Wii U eShop yet. I needed to play this game. Eventually, I got the game, sometime after release, and you would think that's where my story begins, but it's not. I played the game, played it for just a bit, it didn't click with me and I stopped, and I eventually lost my cartridge. Some Zelda fan I am, I know. Well, this is where my story starts right now. I'm playing this game for the first time, and I'm ready to see what all the hype's about. And is it better than Ocarina of Time? Let's find out. game starts out in this creepy, dark, wooded area. The fairy Skull Kid left behind asks you to help her catch up to Skull Kid and her brother Tail. You run through some tutorial petals when you see this husk. You look at it and Tattle thinks it kind of looks like Link, and that it's ready to cry. You meet a creepy mask salesman. He says the iconic line, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" And he says that if you can get his mask back from the Skull Kid, he'll turn you back to normal. An interesting tidbit about the mask salesman is that he's got a Mario mask on his backpack. I believe somewhere I've seen is that it's a reference to his design. They designed him after Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, and that's why they added the backpack. A fun little tidbit for you. You see the first of many, the dawn of the first day. Only 3 days remain. You enter into a bustling town full of workers and people living their daily lives. Very alien. Afterwards, you meet the Great Fairy and do a couple errands for her, and you play some hide and go seek with some pretty racist kids, and they let you into their hideout where you can find the Moon's Tear. You see Skull Kid shaking his butt at you, and then we can trade the Moon Tear for a plot of land from a very interesting Deku character. After this, we can get to the top of the clock tower, where we have to wait until it opens at the final day. At the final day, we finally get to Skull Kid, where he starts to bring the moon down on Termina. But blowing a bubble at him as Deku Link will knock the ocarina out of his hands, allowing us to use the Song of Time to reset the 3 days. When you pick up the ocarina, you get a flashback of you talking to Zelda before you leave Hyrule. And right before you leave, she teaches you the Song of Time. And then you watch Link ride off into the distance. I really like that you get to see Zelda so early into the game. It really makes it feel like a sequel. Like, it just happened. You just left Hyrule and now you're on this new adventure. Tattle tells Link to snap out of it. You see her fly up into the sky, begging somebody for help, saying they need more time. Little does she know who she's talking to. The real GOAT, the hero of time, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. You fall through time using the ocarina. You go 3 days into the past. As you fall, you lose all your items, like rupees and any other collectible item you have, like Deku Nuts and stuff like that. So far, I think my favorite song in the game is the healing song. It's just so good. Such a good beat. I really like it so far. You watch as the Deku leaves Link, and it's kind of interesting. He waves at it, and it slowly fades into the darkness, like a soul's been freed. Very interesting. The mask salesman begs you to get his mask back under any circumstances and explains the evil origin of it being used in a cult years and years ago. With the way the mask salesman acts, it's kind of hard to get a read on him. I can't tell if has some kind of nefarious goal or whether he's really worried about what the mask can do. Obviously, we know it can do crazy things, but who's to say what he wants it for? Finally, this is where the game begins. We make it out of Clock Town on our way to our first dungeon. I'm very excited. I do not remember too much about the dungeons from this game. On your way to the first dungeon, you come across a drawing. Tattle says that Tail and her drew this with Skull Kid, and you get a little insight on Skull Kid's origin. You see how lonely he is, and he finally makes some friends, but they have a lot of fun, and eventually he finds the mask salesman asleep on the ground. He takes the mask, and it all goes downhill from there. The only way to get into the Deku Palace, our next destination, is to find the boat tour guide, who's missing. You go to her sister's potion hut, and she says that she went to go grab some mushrooms and she's been late. You find her knocked out on the ground, and she needs healing potions. So I go back, I get the healing potion, and wake her up with it. Then you meet some monkeys, and they tell you that their friend has been kidnapped by the Deku King and is being held captive in the Deku Palace, and to please save him. After saving her, we're allowed to take the boat ride, and after a short ride, we finally make it to the Deku's Palace. They won't let any humans in, so the only way to get in is by using the Deku Mask and turning into Deku Link. Entering the Deku's Palace, you see the monkey tied up on a pole. You go and talk to him, and apparently the monkey has kidnapped his daughter, and that's why he's going to get executed. You go out and you meet the monkey. He says, "Did you see my brother? Is he alright?" And he tells you about a secret entrance to get into the caged area. So you do a little puzzle thing very similar to when you have to get through Hyrule Castle and you can't be spotted by the guards in Ocarina of Time. You meet this very handsome bean seller who sells you some beans for some rupees so you can get to the secret entrance and complete the stealth puzzle thing. You finally get into the monkey's cage, where he teaches you a song that will help you get into the dungeon to help save the princess. Enraged by this, the king orders the monkey to be executed soon, tying him up over a big, boiling pot of water. Using the song raises the dungeon out of the poisonous water, showing a large, old temple overgrown with vines and grass. For this, I'm going to review the dungeon, and it's an okay one. The atmosphere is great. I like the music. The enemies were interesting. I think the ones that really stand out were these turtles where you had to hide in a Deku leaf and then spread out the moment they came over you. I like those. Not too many difficult puzzles. Very, first dungeon in the game, so it's a little safe, and it's a good one. Just because it doesn't have hard, difficult puzzles doesn't make it a bad dungeon at all. But I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. For the boss battle, I find it interesting. It's not like other Zeldas where you do the gimmick, you get him, you drop him to the floor, and then you hit a spot 3 times, rinse and repeat 3 times. You just kind of hit it, and I kind of like that. It's interesting, it's a different change of pace, and they don't do that in all the games, and it's nice. After you beat the first boss, you're transported into some kind of weird cloud world, standing on top of a large tower. You see this face in the distance and a pair of long legs attached to it. It teaches you a song and says when the time comes, call us. Very interesting. Very excited to see where that goes. In the next area, you get the mask of a Goron hero named Umani. He begs you to save his people using his spirit, and you do. After this, you head to Snow Peak Mountain, and it's an okay dungeon, It's, I think it's better than the first one. I definitely had a little bit more, I had to put more thinking power into whether, like, I should do this or that, you know, and that's good. I'm gonna give it a good 8 out of 10. Solid dungeon. Fun parts. The item is a bit lame. It's just fire arrows. You get the bow in the last dungeon. It's okay. But overall solid. The boss, pretty fun. I liked it. I don't think it's as good as the last one. I think it's a little bit wonky, but I'll give the boss a good 6 out of 10. After you beat the boss, you get transported back to that weird cloud world. You see another giant, and Tattle asks, "What are you?" It responds with, "Guardians." And then slowly it fades away once again. After this, you start to see the effects of what you've done go over Snow Peak. You return to the Goron village, a lot warmer, a lot less cold, and the Gorons cheer you, thinking that you're their hero, Darmani. But you're not, and it's kind of sad thinking that they'll really never see Darmani again. That concludes part 1 of my Majora's Mask playthrough. I'm really enjoying the game, and my thoughts on it, I have a lot of thoughts. The music in this game is phenomenal. I find myself editing the video in complete silence, and just I feel like I hear the music. It's kind of strange. But yeah, the themes of this game are very different from other Zelda games, and I really like that. It's very interesting. I plan on going more in depth once I continue the game. So if you want to hear my thoughts and more, see me beat the game, please like and subscribe, comment, anything. Let me know what I can do to improve on my videos. I am here to make the best content I can for you guys, and I'm just starting out, so editing, I'm still getting used to it. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think, and if I can do any better, I will try. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. And that's all I have for you today. Peace.